Welcome to Ask and Learn.
They want us to find all compatible total orderings for the set 1, 2, 4, 5, 12, 20 with the division or divisibility ordering. All right, so let's go ahead and make this really quickly. So if we start with 20, so 20 doesn't divide anything, so it's up top. 12 also doesn't divide anything in the set. 5 divides 20, 4 divides 20 and 12, and then 2 would divide 20, 12, and 4, but since 4 divides 20 and 12, we would just have 2. And then we have 1, and 1 divides 5 and 2. Well, it divides everything, but again, remember Haas diagrams. If 1 divides 2, it's implied that 2 or 1 also divides 4 or 12 because we assume this is a transitive graph. All right, so they want us to find all of the possible orderings. All right, well, let's start. So no matter what, we're going to have this element 1 here. So the first one will do. So it's going to be 1 divided by t. So remember, we're going to put this t here to show it's not the standard ordering. All right, well, since that 1's going to be there for all of them, let's just go ahead and erase this. Because remember, this is going to be for the minimal orders. So now at this point, we can do the following. So we can either choose 2 or 5 since both of those are minimal elements. So let's just go ahead and choose 5. So 5. So I'll just put a dot by this so we know we used it. I won't erase it because I don't want to have to keep drawing the graph over and over again. All right, so we have that. Now, 2 is going to be our only minimal element. So then we're going to have 5, or 2. Now, our only minimal element is going to be 4. And then we can either choose 20 or 12. It doesn't matter because both would be minimal elements. So I'm just going to choose 20. And then we have 12. All right. Now, notice that since we had 20 and 12 left, we can just switch those two. So we can copy this entire thing. And then, let me scoot this down a little. Right. So all we need to do is actually flip 20 and 12, and that will give us another valid one. So we did 12 and 20. So that seems pretty good. All right, now let's see what else we could do. All right, well, if we start from, so we have to start from 1 again, so that's not going to change at all. Then if we choose 5, let's see if we can come up with another 1. So we choose 5, so we have to go 2 again. Well, if we go 2, then we have to go 4, so that looks like we can't do 5 without getting repeats. All right, so let's go 2 now. So we have 2. Well, and let me erase these little dots. All right, so we use 2. Well, now we can do 5 or 4, so let's just do 5. All right, so we used 5. Well, now we can go 4. And then we can go 20 and 12. Kind of like what we did before, because those would be our new minimal elements. So dot, dot, and dot like that. Okay. But just like going from 1 to 2, we can just flip 20 and 12 and then we get a new ordering. So we go ahead and copy and paste this. And then, just like before, we're going to flip 20 and 12, and that gives us another ordering. All right. So let's see what else we can do. So let me erase all of these. All right, so we have 5. So again, we have to start by dividing by 1. So we'll still go with 2 because remember when we had 5, we didn't have any new ones we could do. So we'll do 2. So what can this divide? Well, we already did 5, so let's go with 4 this time. So we have 4. So we have 2, 4. So now we could go to 5 or we could go to 12. So let's go ahead and go to 12 first. So 12. But then we could also go to 5 after this. And then that just leaves us with 20. All right. Now for 6. So if we go through that same initial process, so remember we had a choice for 12 and 5. So let's just copy this down just like we did. So we'll go 1 to 2 to 4. So 1, 2, 4. So before we went 12, well, let's go 5 now. And then at this point, we could either go 20 or 12. So let's just go 20. And then lastly, we can go 12. So that gets all of them. And then just like we did before, we can go ahead and just flip those last 2 and save us a little bit of time. So let me clean up those things that I had to chop off. Okay. So remember what we're going to do for 7 is just flip 20 and 12. All right, and then let's just double check real fast. We didn't write down any that are the same, so I'll need to zoom out a little so I can look at all these. Yeah, so all of those look good, and I don't think there can be any other ones. So this is the process you would go through to just get all of them.